Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another weekly forecast. And just before we get started, I'm going to give a quick shout out to my free channel that I'm running where I share my analysis. If you guys haven't joined already, the link is in the description, along with the bot which gives prices for the VIP. I know there's a lot of people asking how much is VIP, how do I get access? There's a link. It says VIP access. You just click that, start the bot. It should give you the prices. If it doesn't give you the prices and you're having problems with it, just delete the bot and restart it again. That should give you the updated prices. So last week, very interesting. Let's just quickly go back to the chart here. Let's quickly talk about last week. Last week, I was expecting prices sort of slow down, which you could debate. It was a bit of an iffy one. Gold loves to embarrass me like that. You can see that price was around about here last week. I was expecting price to push up here towards the 80s, and we did. We got a push up to 80 here. And then it just extended a little bit more towards 88, so you could say 90s, and then price then dropped all the way back down to the demand zone, which I then shared on my feed channel. I'm not sure if you managed to see it, but you can see that price was pushing up. I seen this big drop here. I expected this to be one buy zone. If this one failed, we had another one. If that failed, then price would continue falling back down, but price held at around 50, which is where price was around here. You can see 55, price held, came back down for a retest, spiked the low, and then we had a bull run straight up towards 95. Okay, took out this previous high, and then price came back down with NFP. This was the NFP candle, as you can see. Hope you guys didn't lose too much money. I made some money during NFP. But yeah, so we're currently in this buy position around about this area here, around about 70s. This was a break and retest of this area here. I'm currently in the buy, so I'm still expecting some bullish movement. I still want to see that 1800 level, and I do believe that this is some sort of consolidation phase that we're getting for a possible turnaround, or what could be decided is if I go into the daily. I've actually just drawn this trend line. I've just drawn this trend line just before I started recording, and you can see there's one touch, two touch, three touch, and this is when we had that drop, and then price continued to push up. Right, I think that was when price dropped to 50s. Yeah, it's when price dropped to 50, and then we had that bull run up to 90, which is a breakout. Candle closed outside, and then this NFP could have been the retest for price to continue its push higher. Now, again, gold is still in a higher time frame bearish structure, but 4 hour and below, we are still bullish. You can even mark it up with a trend line from here. You can see that, look, we're still respecting bullish market structure, but there is a lot of liquidity, and I'm going to show you guys on this video where these levels of liquidity are and where you can sort of keep an eye on. Okay, so the first level I'm watching is this level here, right? I know that this is unmitigated, this whole level around about 55 towards 50. This whole level, price has not like sort of collected the liquidity. There's loads of stop losses waiting here, and I wouldn't be surprised if price pushes down towards into here. Okay, but there's also liquidity sitting above 95, right? I expected this to be tapped during NFP, like a spike up, to collect something and then a move down if we had something like that. But yeah, we never got that. Prices then just basically collapsed. So I wouldn't be surprised if price continues to push up here towards 1800 as well. So my first scenario, okay, so this is my first scenario I'm watching, and this is what I want, obviously, because we're biased, because we are in a buy position around 1770. Okay, so if price stays above 1770 going into next week, I wouldn't be surprised if price continues to push back up here after this drop to collect liquidity, retest, push back up towards 95. If we push back above 95, we should see 1800 from then. Okay, if we're back close there, there'd be sort of no reason why we wouldn't see 1800 if the momentum's there. If we see nice sort of bull run candles, like we get something like this, wouldn't be surprised if we see 1800. Now you can see on the left, right, this is where basically that selling impulse sort of began. We had that breakout, so this is sort of a corrective move to fill all the orders that were left there, and then perhaps we could then sort of move back towards the downside and collect some of the liquidity that was left over, and maybe it's time to start turning around. Okay, so I'm going to quickly draw what I think would happen. This is sort of based on Wyckoff distribution phase as well. If you guys know about that, you can see that we've had, I'll give you guys a quick demonstration about it. You can see that we've had our sort of buying climax here. Price then had an automatic reaction back down to support. There's a secondary retest, and then this spiked down below. Here was our, this would have been like a sort of sign of weakness, if that makes sense. Okay, so this would have been like to trap the sellers, you know, people start selling and thinking it's a breakout, but then price sort of reverses, takes them out of the trade, hits their stop losses, and then the buyers would think it's a breakout over here, thinking that, yo, this is going to fly, man, it's going to the moon, you know, and then it would take them out and stop them out as well. So now that it's sort of generating liquidity, engineering liquidity in the market here, stopping these traders out, what could happen, again, my opinion only, we could see, this is scenario one. I'll go over the second scenario. Okay, if price stays above 1770, we should expect price to continue its grind up towards that 1800 level, 1803, based upon structure and order blocks here on the left. Okay, once we see this, we could see price start to reverse from here, and we could see something like this where price starts to push back down. Okay, and we could see price attack this 50 level from there. Okay, and once we push into there, we could, if the momentum is strong and we see good bearish structure be created, this could be the initial sort of reversal of the trend, where price then starts to push down towards that 1700 level and to fill some of these orders. And then from here, we then need to decide what we're doing. Are we sort of on a higher time frame, sort of going to go and attack 1680s? Because again, that was still left and we are still in this sort of structure, or are we sort of gonna push up? But you know, it all depends on fundamentals as well. There's a lot of fundamentals going on with the inflation rate. There's a lot of stuff going on with war news over in Taiwan and China. So a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. So we still need to be wary that, you know, gold is still a safe haven. Remember that, guys. So I wouldn't still, you know, price could still keep pushing up, even though we're in some sort of downtrend. Just watch out for this sort of trend line here. Okay, we broke out, we retested. This could still mean that we could still continue pushing up here. Oh, you know, again, right now it's too early to tell, but you know, it's just something to keep you guys, you know, keep an eye on. Okay, now the second scenario is if price breaks below 1720, not 1720, 1770, sorry. If price breaks back below this NFP low that we created here, we could, yeah, I'm sure it'll be screaming that we're going to go back down to this unmitigated area. Our price has not even sort of touched after this big move up, and sort of collect stop losses below this area, maybe even tap 1750 back down to the 40s, and then this is where we could start to get our move back towards the upside. Okay, so those are the two scenarios I'm looking at for next week. I will be taking them slowly, and I will be seeing what the market provides us. Okay, because you know, you can't just sort of have these long-term ideas, because these long-term ideas you don't know when will happen. Okay, people are saying that, oh yeah, 1680, we'll definitely see 1680 broken. No, we've seen 1681 and the price is back up at 1800. No one saw that. Well, some of you might have, but yeah, everyone's saying 1500s, but look, guys, it's taking a long time, you know. So just, you know, this corrective move's happening. If you look in the higher time frame, it still does scream bearish as well. Okay, if I remove some of these lines, give me a second to remove some of these lines. What we could do is you could even get a box from this level here, right? Draw it across, right, to fill these wicks up here. Price is tapped into this, but I wouldn't mind price to push back into this area a little more, fill a few more orders around about this area here, right below these lows. You can even move this across to see on the left what's been going on. Very strong resistance support level. Sorry, this is a very strong support level, pushing people off around about 1800, which could mean that it could be a strong resistance level as well if price wants to tap into this area around about 1800, 1805. And then we need to see what sort of candles we get. Are we getting some sort of reversal pattern, and will price start to push back down? Okay, so this is my whole idea that I'll be looking at. We're getting closer and closer. I'll keep you guys updated on the free channel, so be sure to join. The link is in the description. And also, if you guys are still here, yes, again, thank you guys for staying this long in the forecast. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. And one more thing, I'm also looking to set up a PAM account as well. The description about what a PAM account is, how you can get involved, is on my free channel, which is all here. What it is, how you sort of can get set up, and what are the sort of guidelines for them as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's Elite Empire FX. Peace out.